and you're watching Polycab, India's #1 cable and wire company, Dream Home Season 6. With us on our panel, we have judges, our Chief Architect from Kumar Group, Anuj. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
We also have Architect and Interior Designer from Swasti, Sudha. Welcome to the show. So on our episode today, we have a beautiful home from Palarivattam and it's called Sadhana. So let's take a look at this home.
Hello friends and welcome to Dream Home Season 6. Today I'm standing in front of Sadhana House in Palarivattam, Ernakulam district. It's a 2,400 square feet, 3-bedroom house built in the contemporary style. Now to talk about the features in the exteriors, first of all, the most standing out feature is the wooden plank work that they have done. It's called Shera planks, which they have used. It's colorful, so it's giving a fresh look to the exteriors. Apart from that, they have used stone cladding work, which can be seen in the entrance wall even, and the balcony space, that's toughened glass. So they have added a lot of things to the exteriors. There's a small garden right behind me, which is situated close to the indoor space. This bench here acts as a sit-out space. It's also a shoe rack. So they have used this, the small area quite efficiently, and they've tried to decorate it as much as possible. To start with, it's the stone cladding work that covers the entire wall. In between, they have wooden and glass framework that's add beauty to it. Even the door that you can see, the door is actually glass and wood. It's a mixture of both. The flooring used is granite. The interiors go well in sync with the contemporary outlook. To start talking about the features, first of all, the flooring is matte finish vitrified tiles. In the ceiling, they have done false ceiling with a couple of LED lights. Then behind me, what you're seeing, that is the wallpaper, which extends right to the other space even. The TV wall acts as a partition between the drawing room and the dining area. For that, they have used huge wooden framework, which is teamed up with glass cabinets. Dining table is located next to the staircase, so the wastage of space below the staircase area has been avoided. It's a wooden dining table with glass top. Even the wash area is located close by. A model kitchen with all the latest amenities, which has been set up in a classic theme. To talk about the features, first of all, they have done tile cladding completely on the side walls to break the monotony. It's granite top, glass cabinets have been provided above and below. For the flooring, it's vitrified tiles itself. The kitchen is attached to a work area space. Center courtyard has been creatively designed. There is also an area for puja. To talk about the features, well, first of all is the texture pattern done on the walls. The black texture work you see that goes right above. The ceiling, it's pergola design, which lets a lot of air and sunlight to enter this particular area. The flooring, it's white and black pebbles, which lay the flooring foundation. Classic and bold white and black colors have been used a lot in this house. We can see the same thing in the bedroom even. The wall pattern, the head wall has been done with wallpaper design. They have provided little LED patterns too, but otherwise it's completely wallpaper design. They have wardrobes done in the similar color scheme. For the flooring, it's matte finish vitrified tiles. They also have a washroom. Steel railing with toughened glass is the main attraction of the staircase, but the flooring, it's granite. It brought us to this upper floor. They also have a floor above this, which leads us to the terrace. To start talking about the features in this particular area, well, first of all is the family living space. The flooring done is wooden. They have bedrooms on either sides. The sitting area is an extension of the courtyard, so you can have a look of the center courtyard from here. It also helps a lot of light to enter this particular room. Now it's also the family living, as I told you, and the color scheme what they have kept is quite light. In the down floor we saw it was almost the classic white and black colors. Here it's a lot of cream and white. Next to me is a TV wall which has been decorated using themed wallpaper. One more interesting feature about the upper floor is the private balcony space. Right opposite to me, glass doors, sliding glass doors they have provided, which segregates the family living to the balcony. They also have a small workstation. Now bedrooms are on my either sides. This is the kids bedroom and that's the main master bedroom. So let's go to the master bedroom now. A small sit-out area has been provided in the balcony. For the flooring, it's matte finish vitrified tiles. The sliding doors serves the extension to the balcony from the family living space. This is covered by a motorized shutter for security reasons. There is a small garden on the upper floor which acts as an extension of the balcony. For that they have used artificial grass surrounded by beautiful plants. It's covered by toughened glass around it. This was the material that we saw from the starting, and the exteriors, the wooden planks. Sideways they have used stone cladding. So I believe you all had a wonderful time exploring the Sadhana house from Palarivattam. This is me, Abel, signing off. I'll see you all in the next episode.
Just had a detailed look of this house. So what do you have to say about the landscape and the exteriors of this house?
I believe I would like to talk about the compound wall. The compound wall design is very nice, elegantly done. Some amount of detailing has been done on that. The gate, very simple and very nice. However, when it came to the house, there are a lot of elements. It's a modern straight line house, but a lot of elements again. There's a lot of cladding, some kind of different colors, and pergola coming on the top. Could have toned down a little bit in terms of the features by trying to get too much of attention, but overall the straight lines and the cubist look of the house actually looks nice. There's a veranda which has a kind of a grey stone cladding and long slit windows and a small seating in the veranda, which is very nicely done, very simple.
So what is your take on the exteriors?
Considering it's a small property, they've tried to do a bit of a landscape, a little greenery is there. A very pleasantly designed garden there. The form of the house, you find there is a bit of a flat, bit of a sloping. They've tried to add a lot of texture and materials to it, but I guess it all comes as a part of the package. The whole thing is there and it gels well. The only issue here probably would be that there's not much of a distance to see this house. You're at the road and you're at the front of the house. The distance being so small, a little simplicity would have actually been more attractive than this many features, because you're not going to see the whole house together, so it's going to be difficult to pick out on each one of it. Now it looks like a lot of random elements, say stone cladding, there is a darker shade color, and then there is the pergola, there's a little bit of glass, Shera wood, everything is coming into the picture, so it doesn't really, you can't get the whole picture all together at one time. So that is a bit of a negative about the house, but the compound wall is designed very well and gels well with the elevation of the building as such. And space efficiency I see in the exteriors also.
So what is your outlook on the furnishing and interiors?
I believe that the living room is a little too cramped up. They have actually given a lot of larger spaces in the other parts of the house, but they just cramped up the living room a little bit. So I believe the width of the living room could have been a little more bigger, because once they put the sofa, it looks a little cramped up for people to sit. The grey tone on the wall looks very nice. The flooring is also, I think, a darker shade. However, again, not complementing each other. So if they had gone for a darker wall, the lighter flooring would have been nice. There's a niche wall behind on the living room, which with some artifacts, which is pretty nicely done up. Center table looks out of place in the living room. The one thing I liked about the house is the dining table. It's a very nice glass dining table with pebbles in it, and a very nice high chair. It's a wooden chair, and the staircase going around it with a very simple glass handrail. The glass handrail looks very nice, very elegant, but however, again, the flooring, they have gone for a darker flooring. The kitchen is nice white and grey cabinets with tall bodies with a lot of light coming in. A very simple design for the kitchen, but it completely got ruined out by the very loud dado tiles. The dado tiles are very loud, lot of things black and white, and there's so much things happening. The tiles take all the attention from the kitchen. Bedroom's back panel is again very dark shade, but however, again, the curtains are again too loud, so taking away attention from the back panel. I like the balcony. The balcony is very nice with a grey veranda and a sliding door. Overall, I think these are the features of the house which I can talk.
And do you share the same opinion as him?
The little space that is available has been utilized very nicely. I think the division between the dining and the drawing is made up of partition wall, which I think they wanted to have both sides being used effectively, and a lot of features along with it, some vertical small pillars, there's a TV wall, there's some artifacts and all kept there. So altogether the depth of that became so much that they had to compromise on the living room size. But like Anuj said, the dining table is nice. It ties up very well with the base of the staircase, where they've used the same black and white pebbles at the corner or the lowermost portion of the stairs. So it syncs very well that way. I totally agree with him about the kitchen. The tiles just were the spoilers there. Otherwise the cabinets are so beautiful. Had the tiles been grey, had they been quiet, it would have been a wonderful kitchen. This kitchen makes you run away. There's a bit of it's a bit too loud. The courtyard has a wonderful theme. They have the puja room inside the courtyard. They have a statue of the Lord, and it's actually a wonderful thing to have the sunlight pouring in the morning. but the wrong choice of colors just did them in, because black in your light well is just not a light well. Another interesting thing that I liked in the kitchen was a small window, did you notice, below the overhead cabinet. It's a very small window. It brings a lot of light into the kitchen, because most of the time what we find is when we give a window, we are unable to give the overhead cabinets, and without the window you can't work also. So here they've sort of solved the problem. It's a little odd to see a window right below the overhead shelf, but it's very effective. So that was one thing that I liked. The living spaces, that little seat into the courtyard was looking nice. It's actually jutting into the courtyard on the first floor level. I'm sure that will also allow a little more light to come inside. The spaces for the workstations are very effectively placed by the side of the landing. So overall it's nice.
How much of planning do you think they've put into the color, lighting and decor of the house?
I think some amount of thought have been put into the color of the house. Some of the colors they've used are very nice. I liked it. A lot of grey tones on the wall, on the floor, and even the lighting also. Little bit of thought has been put into the lighting. Not any particular light fixture which stands out, a lighting effect which stands out, but it kind of goes overall with the house pretty nicely. Some niche walls with some effective lighting. That is what is accented lighting. Those have come out nicely. But curtains, again, some areas they could have actually relooked at the curtains.
And so how much do you agree with Anuj?
The bedroom has a pure black back wall to the bed with 3 or 2 lighting features inside there. But there are some things that have worked very well, some have not. But overall, I guess there's a lot of input into the design.
What is your take again on the final concept, which is the value for money?
Yeah, I believe some amount of money they have used nicely in this house. I think they have got effective value for the money in this. All the materials they have used, they've gone wrong in some design concepts, but however generally it's pretty good in terms of value for money.
And what do you have to say?
Very true. The fact that it's a townhouse and the limited spaces, they've utilized it very beautifully. For an effective living, the spaces are utilized very well. They've tried to bring the light in, so that is something that can be remedied maybe. So then the light has also been brought in, and I'm sure that the money that it's well spent with respect to the elevation as well as the interior.
Anuj, how much would you rate the exterior in the landscape on 25?
I have given a 17 for this particular house.
17 on 25, and you, Sudha?
18.
18 on 25. And for the interiors?
I think I'll give an 18 on 25.
18 on 25, and you?
19.
19 on 25. Now for the light, color and decor, how much would you rate?
I think I'll give an 18 on that.
18 on 25, and you?
I went for a 16.
16 on 25. Now the last aspect, which is the value for money, how much would you rate that?
I have given a 17 for this one.
17 on 25 again. And what about you?
17 on 20.
And there is a tie between the two judges, because the total score for both is 70 on 100, and for the public it is 35 on 50, which would get us a total of 175 on 250. It's time for the tips, and today we're going to discuss about the washroom, because they've been saying there's a lot of thought you need to put in before you construct that. So let's find out what they have to say.
As a designer, as an architect, I spend most of my time for any project designing the washroom actually.
Are you serious?
That you spend so much of time designing and redesigning till you get the
Is
washroom.
it for privacy?
No, not necessarily that, but the washroom design is actually one of the most difficult things. You end up actually spending a lot of time ensuring that the space, so it is not like the washrooms are not like how it is before. The whole idea of bathrooms and washrooms and toilets are changing. It is becoming a more different space. Earlier it used to be just to go to the toilet and come, but now it's there's a lot of money being spent on toilets. Different kinds of materials are being used in terms of the tiles, in terms of the flooring. There are toilets where only the wet area is tiled and the rest of the area is left without tiling. So the concept of wet area, dry area is coming. Larger toilet spaces are coming. There are toilets which are very big.
Separation with cubicles.
Yeah, separations with cubicles, and there are toilets which now I have designed where we have the wardrobe area also, the closet also into the toilet. So you have a lot of dry area, and then you have the wash, and then the toilet area, and the shower and the tub or the jacuzzi coming in exclusively, which is the wet area. So this even providing seating inside the bathroom. So people are spending a lot of time because a lot of technologies now also come in terms of the different fixtures that are there. So in terms of finishes, there are a lot of different finishes you can do, a lot of in terms of tiles, in terms of glass, in terms of lighting. The bathroom as a concept is completely changing.
And what do you have to say?
Toilets are, the bathrooms are of different types. When we talk about washrooms, we talk about common washrooms on the ground floor, which sort of doubles up like a powder room, which would be a basic minimum but beautifully lit and looks grand. So that would be acting as a powder room and a washroom on the ground floor common area. Then you talk about these attached toilets, which are probably a 3-fixture bathroom where you'll have the wash, the WC and the bathing area. The wet and the dry area, of course, segregated. You also come to another stage where you come to a common washroom or a jacuzzi room on an upper floor, which probably has a wonderful view to the outside or a view to the ceiling. That is an area where sometimes even the family can get together for a sit in the jacuzzi tub. So even to that extent, or maybe something in the terrace where you can get the moonlight into it. So bathrooms are totally changing, the washrooms are totally changing.
So with this, we hear yet another valid opinion, and it's time for us to wind up with this episode again. So until next episode, this is me, Pujita Menon, saying bye.